Hey guys, we've been getting a ton of questions about where Bitcoin is headed next. And with that, if you get that part right, you're going to be able to figure out what's going to happen to some of the stocks and what's going to happen to some parts of the market, or ultimately the rest of the market. So in the last Bitcoin video, if you haven't watched it, review it. I have given you $1 million secret, and some of you traded it with 13 Market Moves Coach, and you made over $1 million on Bitcoin puts, Ethereum puts, Dogecoin puts. Now, this is not an entirely bearish video, so for those of you that are bulls, stick around. I'm going to give you a level at which it's going to be absolutely safe to buy Bitcoin again, but that time has not come yet. So if you missed the last video, basically we were able to spot a pattern on the MACD, which does not happen, but in very rare cases, and that took us back to the part of the chart right here when Bitcoin was trading at 71,000. And if you were to project this blue line onto the MACD area, most of the time when the MACD gets close to the orange line and it makes a bullish crossover, such as, for example, right here, okay, it tells you, so it tells you that the price is about to move higher. So in a way, this could be used in indication in many instances, I'd say in over 80% of the instances, that this is a bullish momentum top situation developing when MACD black line crosses the orange line to the upside. And so as you can see in this case, it pumps and Bitcoin goes from 62,000 to 73,000. Now, a much more rare occurrence of this is when MACD comes close to the orange line. It looks like it's about to cross, but instead of crossing to the upside, okay, the black line retraces lower and stays under the orange line right here. So we were able to predict that this was going to be the case when last Friday Bitcoin, not last Friday, Bitcoin sold off, but last Sunday, so exactly 7 days ago, when Bitcoin futures opened up for trading, basically you saw a big move from like 60,000 to 64,000 real quick. That's where we shorted it, okay? And we did that because we saw, based on the market conditions, that this sort of situation was going to evolve where MACD, it looks like it was going to cross the orange line, but it didn't quite get there. So instead of crossing the orange line to the upside, which would be highly bullish, we predicted it was going to touch it, and then it was going to reverse and move lower. And so understanding this critical secret right here, okay, again, in most of the instances, in 80-90% of instances, MACD, black line is going to cross the orange line to the upside. And you're going to have some bullish price action as in most instances. However, in this particular case, okay, you have a situation that's quite the opposite, and it goes back to back. Now, when you have two instances like this on MACD setup over the course of 3-4 months, it tells you that as the price in Bitcoin moves lower, okay, just when everybody thinks it's hitting key levels, there's actually a greater elevated probability of Bitcoin moving even lower. So what majority of the people are telling you now after we hit the level, which, by the way, we actually predicted, if you were following us on Twitter, on X, I predicted that the drop would be to the magnitude of 10,000 points. So from 64,000, Bitcoin drops to 53,333. So that's exactly 10,000 points. And the reason we nailed that size of the move is because if you go to this prior instance right here, after this failed bullish crossover on MACD does not materialize, okay, and we get a continuation of black line staying under the orange line, you get exactly a 10,000 point drop right here. So we basically said this move from 64 was going to be a parallel to that, and it played out to a penny. Now, most of the people, okay, will argue that this is the bottom. However, the purpose of this video is to let you know that in setups like this, when you have double MACD failure to cross in the bullish direction within 4 months time frame, okay, often it will lead to a repetition of a vicious sell-off, such as the one that we have seen. Currently, at the moment I'm recording this, Bitcoin is trading around 57,800. Okay, and there's no, clearly, if you were to focus on this chart, I mean, this type of candle formation, it's a bull reversal. So if you trade it with a 30 market moves coach on Friday, okay, we actually told you to buy MSTR calls and coin calls because those are the options plays that were taken, and we reversed the Bitcoin trade and Ethereum trade from staying bearish on it all the way to 53,000 and some change. We didn't close it at 53,333. We closed it around 54,000 because that was our target. It dipped slightly under it. But that's the moment we actually reversed into calls. And when something drops 10,000 points, especially if you study the history of Bitcoin, there's a high probability it's going to bounce. But where is it going to bounce to? Well, this level right here, 57,800, it's quite shortable already. But not to rule out the fact that first it could hit maybe 58,000. Maybe it could hit even 58,500, which would be a match of this moving average, the red line right here. So it could possibly shoot up here or close to this. And then it's gonna, this would coincide, a level of 58 to 58.5 would be ideal entry to short the hell out of Bitcoin because there is a chance it's going to revisit the level of 53,333. And when I'm saying that, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to hit exactly at 53,333. It means that it could get there to possibly 53.6, 53.7. It could just stop out at 54, followed by some buying action. And when people are going to be convinced that that was the bottom, okay, you could still get another bounce. And after that, we can fucking sell off to a level of undercut in 50,000, guys. So there's a chance we could go to 50. That's our target. But there is a chance we can actually hit a level of 48, 49,000. So briefly, like in those moments when Bitcoin is moving so fast, guys, it could make a dip and stay there literally for 2 seconds under 50,000 and it's going to bounce. And that would be the ultimate moment to buy the hell out of Bitcoin. But why wait to buy Bitcoin when right now you could be buying puts? So for that reason, if you're based outside of the United States or you have a VPN, guys, Binance options is what we're utilizing to trade this. They have options on 5 different things. Again, they're Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, Binance Coin, BNB, and another one. So you can trade options on this as you would trade options on a stock, as you would trade options on oil futures, as you would trade options on gold futures. And so these moves, they're wild. They get you paid crazily. I may have a student post a video how he gone from 40,000 to 1.5 million on Bitcoin puts literally in the last, since that moment. So that would be 6-7 trading days. So if that is something you're interested in learning how to do, guys, go to 13mmtv.com, go to 13marketmoves.com, sign up to trade with a coach and learn something new. Because majority of you, when you look at the Bitcoin chart, all you're doing is you're simply trading out of your Robinhood account, which is total crap. Robinhood is not for active traders. You're going to miss some really beautiful opportunities on same-day expiration. So a Robinhood account is total shit. Don't use it. Better way to set up your account is at TD Ameritrade, owned by Schwab. Now that it's owned by Schwab, it's not so good, but it's still better than majority of the platforms. Interactive Brokers, Tastyworks, guys, set up your account there and make sure you have the capability of trading futures on there. And we don't trade futures, trade options on futures. So make sure you have your account set up correctly, because this downward spiral that 90% of the people don't believe, because they think the bottom has already been hit. Because look at these levels, right? I mean, we're undercutting this level. The setup is perfect, but it does not rule out a situation where we can dip one more time or twice to retest this level to the very least, or possibly undercut even this level right here. Because again, this type of MACD situation is very, very rare. It doesn't happen. And so people bought into Bitcoin like crazy at these levels of, just like we did at 54,000. But now it's not holding up. As you can see, there's a major volume divergence. The sell-off is happening on crazy volume to the upside, but when they're buying up Bitcoin and crypto, the volume is really low. So yeah, a lot of things have bounced after this collapse here, but it is a shortable bounce. This is not a bounce where you say, oh my God, I'm going to wake up tomorrow, Bitcoin is going to be at 62,000. Okay, that's not the kind of conditions that you're looking at. So a bounce that is happening on smaller volume, by like 4 times smaller volume in relation to the sell volume, it is bearish. And so there's going to be a day where the buy volume in Bitcoin will exceed the sell volume on day-to-day basis. And that's what you want to be looking at as one of the signs that that moment has arrived at which you should absolutely deploy a ton of capital to be buying Bitcoin calls. Because overall, Bitcoin is highly bullish going into the next 6 to 12 months. But what most of the people always miscalculate is they have expectations that something should go higher to all-time highs, and from all-time highs it should be breaking out. We don't have to be talking about Bitcoin. We could be talking about a stock, a commodity. It is people have high expectations when something comes to a certain level that, hey, in this particular case, when Bitcoin came 3 times to all-time highs right here, people are thinking, okay, well, sure enough, tomorrow it's going to break out to 75, 78, 80. We're going to be at 100. So when too much expectations is cooked in at these top levels at all-time highs, in 99% of the instances, exactly the opposite is going to happen. And right now, the expectations are cooked in such a way that everybody thinks, well, shit, it's done. Okay, this is the level. Okay, it is safe to buy at this level. And so for those people that think it is safe to buy at this level, they're probably going to be buying more at much lower level. But why do that? Okay, you make more money on shorting it, and then you deploy all of that money you make on the put side, and you buy more Bitcoin calls or Ethereum calls, whatever. Be ready. This move could be lightning fast. It could be taking place over the course of the next 4 days. I would say by July 11th, 12th, we could be done with this situation where Bitcoin drops, slightly dips under 50K, and bounces probably back to this level, guys, right here. This is a tough level, guys. This level of 58,000 is going to be a very, very tough level for Bitcoin. So if it drops to a level of 50, there is a high probability it could bounce back to 58. It could make another pullback. But guys, watch this level of 58,630, because if this level is not broken to the upside over the course of next 10 days, I mean, then Bitcoin could be in a much more serious trouble. But as far as this week's trading concerned, this weekend trading concerned, this is a shortable bounce. And clearly, if Bitcoin hits 50K, if you don't have the proper account set up, all you're going to be doing is trading Bitcoin-related, crypto-related stocks such as Coin and MSTR. We made pretty decent trades like 10x on MSTR. And depending on what strike you had, clearly you made 15, 20x. Had guys that made 25x on MSTR. On Coin, depending on what strike you had, you got anywhere from 10, 20x, 30x on Coin calls on Friday. But now we're not looking to buy calls because this level is not working out, guys. This level is going to be very, very difficult level for Bitcoin. So some of the easiest trades you could be taking is shorting the bounce, shorting this bounce. Unfortunately, for those of you that only trade stock options, this is a difficult time because, for example, if the dip happens, I'm recording this on Saturday, July 6th. So if the dip happens over the weekend, let's say the dip happens tomorrow on Sunday, July 7th, and we're dropping. So let's say we test this level and then we're dropping. By the time the market opens Monday morning, by the time you're able to trade stock options, well, I mean, Bitcoin could be at 56, 55. It could be back to 54, which means Coin is going to open. Coin stock, if you're looking to trade options, that it's going to open much lower. MSTR is going to open much lower. So, by the time you actually get to put in your trade together, you're at a disadvantage. Because you're going to be paying a lot more if by Monday open, Bitcoin is going to be lower than the current level. So anyway, if you're interested on utilizing the most out of the opportunities that the market is giving you right now, number one, guys, you got to pay close attention to the charts. Don't buy into the hype of what everybody else is doing. Have your own brains to trade this. If you're not sure what to look at, you get in touch with 13 Market Moves, and we're going to share some cool secrets with you, such as this, so you could stay focused on the right things instead of the bounces. Instead of buying calls today on July 6th, you could be taking the appropriate action and shorting the bounce instead, because that's what's going to make you money. If you're not sure, how to set up the proper account for trading options and stock futures, for trading stock options and options on futures, make sure you get in touch with us. If you're not still sure how to set up an account to trade Bitcoin puts and calls, Ethereum puts and calls, just like you would do it with stock options, make sure you get in touch with us now at 13marketmoves.com, 13mmtv.com. So, guys, I just don't want you to miss out opportunity. Our mission is to take 100 guys, 100 traders to million plus this year. This week we had a couple of guys that accomplished that, but nowhere near to the volume of guys that we want to go to a million plus. So, and it always sucks when you have these type of market conditions that are easily readable, that, somebody like yourself that's watching this video and trying to understand how to improve as a trader, that you miss golden opportunities like the short Bitcoin right here, okay, because the sign and the signature of the pattern of the move is very clear. When you miss a move like that, it's very difficult to time some of these things precisely down to the day. So when you miss an opportunity like that, you could be waiting for another opportunity like that. It may not arise for months. In certain instances, it may not arise for years. But it is sad when you're in the market and you're not taking advantage of trades like this because you're focused on some shit that they're talking about in the news, because you're focused on the wrong things. So, and as a result, you miss out on perfect setups like this. So in any case, guys, if you have any questions, if you want to be one of the guys that's going to go million plus with 13 Market Moves this year, it is not too late to give us a call. It is not too late to sharpen your knowledge on charts. It is not too late, okay, to set up your accounts properly to where you are really taking advantage of the opportunities in the market where the market is moving. There's nothing worse than trying to trade something that doesn't fucking move. That's not going to make you any money if you trade in directional options. By definition, when you trade directional options, market needs to be moving. Okay, and so right now it's crypto that's moving, so you want to focus on trading that. I think this week we could have futures that could be moving wildly on S&P 500 and NASDAQ, and oil, in gold, in a profound way. So if you don't have your futures account set up, you're going to be missing on big moves in the market. So set up your accounts, your trading accounts properly to where you could take advantage of the opportunity in the section of the market where market is moving. And if you need help with that, guys, if you have any questions at all, again, go to 13mmtv.com, sign up right now, talk to someone here at 13 Market Moves today, July 6th, and don't miss this huge opportunity this week, guys. This is going to be a huge week. Let's roll.